but everybody gets it. Everybody lives in a loving world that they love. Not my version of love, but their version of love that does no harm to anybody else. So what are the requirements to make all of that happen? You have to be the solution to your problem. I ain't the solution to your problem. You are the solution to your problem. Moving on.
Concepts such as life and death are mere intellectual constructs, and any speculative spiritual ideas of an afterlife that takes place in a realm where the rigid mathematical underpinnings of this reality come to an end are equally fabricated. An important cosmological consequence is that the Big Bang Theory, where the universe is traced back to one point by looking at the past, is a misconception. The traditional assumption of space-time, where space is three-dimensional and time plays the role of a fourth dimension, is inaccurate. If we would want to study the origin of the universe, we would actually have to look forward, since c's time vector direction is opposite to the arrow of distance, from which we perceive an expanding universe. Although this temporal mapping of the universe will only yield abstract concepts with no relation to its quantum underpinnings. Experimental evidence includes the accelerating expanding universe, following what is known to be an inverse or time-reversed black hole metric, as well as the many problems related to the Big Bang Theory, such as the horizon problem.
Not sure what their point is about death. Everything that we do perceive death to be doesn't really seem to be well understood. A lot of people think that, yeah, there is another life after there, and that if you just, if you follow your religions and, just ask for forgiveness, you'll be saved in some way in that other life. But there's an awful lot of things going on that appears that once you're dead, you're not actually dead. Your spirit of who you are still lives on. Your consciousness can never die. Your energy that makes you who you are never dies. It's still within our universe. There are people that can talk with dead people. I've personally had experiences with somebody that had a relationship with somebody that died. She knew they died without being anywhere around them, and had a conversation with the dead person. And she had to wait hours to find out whether this guy actually died at the same time she knew that he died and she had this conversation with. And found out the guy died exactly when she had this experience with this person that was dead. It appears that death is more of our progress in becoming aware of our fullest potential. You only know something's wrong. You only know not to touch a stove. If somebody tells you that stove is hot, you won't believe them until you touch that stove. We learn through our mistakes. Death is definitely a mistake. There's no doubt about it, that we tend to have this will to live. It's when you look at what we all share in common, we all seem to have this will to live and not die. But there seems to be, as this global experience is coming and there's millions of people dying, and we have a lot of people really focused on overpopulation, a lot of screwed up problems that they can't understand how to solve. They think the solution is death, yet death is like the most deadliest sin. You even see this reality with people that are on death row. They would rather stay in a prison for the rest of their lives than to die. To me, it's like, if I was stuck in a prison, I'd be praying for my death, but our human nature seems to be, no matter how horrible we make the life experience, we never wish death. Even people that are extremely depressed want to die don't kill themselves. Something pushes them past this action to actually kill themselves. Something pushes them to live, as though they are searching for an answer, waiting for that answer to show up and actually live. So it appears that, okay, that's one thing that we all seem to have in common, is life is the way to go. We also seem to experience a hell of a lot of problems in this earth experience. This, human experience seems to be hell on earth. And I'm proposing the suggestion that maybe death is not something that is the direction to head into, not something that you should ever accept. That is, every lie told to man regarding death is just some weird concept that we don't understand. And things don't have to die. I've really done so much research on this. I was blown away when I was searching for my answers, and the answers were bigger than I ever anticipated. While trying to find out how to heal my emotional and physical health issues, I ran across this guy that created this holodynamics, which claims to be a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience. And this guy has been using this concept to cure every disease that we are experiencing: cancer, AIDS, mental illness, addictions, even healing criminals. And he's been doing it for over 30 years, based on the concept of cure the causes and you can reverse all of the illnesses that have been taking place. Now, the guy doesn't believe his own work. There's a lot of contradictions that it was really odd seeing it, because the concept is really good, but it can't recognize the unknown problem, which is everything you make a complaint and excuse for. That is the unknown problem. We make complaints and excuses and think the outer world needs to change, but it's like, no, this is something you need to transform within yourself. The guy hasn't made a lot of lists of his own complaints, because he clearly makes it. I mean, if he has a tool that can solve every problem known to the human experience, and he clearly states that his life purpose is to clean up the biosphere, I would say that's a little bit of a problem. He's written all of these books, but these books aren't on the bestsellers, and they're like 20 years old. I would say if he recognized that that is a bit of a problem, then he could have used this tool and transformed it himself. When I contacted the guy, I said, well, why aren't you doing any marketing? I wouldn't have gone through the hell that I went through if I knew this information years ago. And the guy says, marketing? Never thought of that before. Genius guy. The guy should be winning a Nobel Peace Prize and never thought marketing. And then he's got this weird belief system dealing with money, that he doesn't have enough money to fund all of his technology that would definitely save the planet. He was poisoned with high-grade uranium and cured himself with it. And the process, that event led to him finding out, how can you transform all toxic waste into pure clean energy? Well, it takes $32 million to fund this new concept, which he can't find any funding. And here he is trying to heal me because I'm on a welfare system, and he's saying that I can't attract money. And it's like, wait a minute, you got the same issues. It don't matter whether you're making more money than me. You clearly are not able to attract the level of money that you need to unfold this solution. Work your problem. But he blocks me out. I felt this massive block, which I've felt all of my life experience. I'm able to see somebody's complaints, and they have the solution there, but when you throw the solution, which is not my solution, it's their solution, they reject it, and they put these blocks up and don't want to deal with me. At the same time, when this guy is curing all of these illnesses, cured himself of high-grade uranium poisoning, he developed a heart problem, which is, and needed a pacemaker, a fake heart, where his own technology, his own tools would be that if you healed the lack of love you're experiencing from the guy that tried to kill you, if you understood the purposes of that, then you would heal your heart and you wouldn't be having a heart problem. I mean, if he actually believed his own shit and used it, then he would be healing himself. But it's like, I'm talking to insanity here, that you're such a friggin' genius, but you cannot change somebody's belief systems unless they want to. For me, I am dealing with the same shit, but I'm working on changing the whole friggin' planet, shifting the whole friggin' planet. So I'm using this tool. What is it that I need to do? Well, I started a YouTube channel to improve on my communication skills. Just checked out my videos in 1 year of following the same advice. There's 313,000 views on my video. So it's putting out information. It's putting out the suggestion. At the same time, you do a Google search on my videos, and you'll come up with 22,000 hits on Google, all dealing with the information I'm dealing. And every single one of them are hate. It's like, hate. I'm just offering a lot of love. I'm just offering information on how to solve, problems. I'm using my channel more of a diary of, hey, this is what I'm doing to help heal myself. I am personally still in process. I'm trying to shift the whole freaking planet. I have to believe in myself, because that was one thing that was lacking. When I crashed and burned, I stopped believing in myself. I stopped believing that I can actually communicate what I see that other people don't see, with the level of rejection that I get. But the concept is you will mirror what you hate. So as long as there's 22,000 hate people out there, without them knowing it, as long as they got this much focus on me, eventually they're going to transform into me, and they don't even see that one coming. So it is a process. It's a process that I'm using all of the time. But getting back to this concept of death, what do we all die of? We all die of our lifestyles. Our lifestyles are all based on our belief systems. Our belief systems create all of our habits. That every single one of our habits, every single one of our beliefs are going to kill you dead. It's a good idea to change your mind. And those that are dying are here to, for us to reflect, what does life mean? How did they die? How did I participate in their death? So we do need to be aware of what is it you do and put out in the world that can do harm to somebody else. And when you see that you're actually doing harm to somebody else, then it's not a good idea. So we do need to be able to get along with people and interact with people and find out what makes everybody live. That is going to be our basis of a new economic system, a new justice system, a new healthcare system. If one person is suffering, something's wrong within the matrix. Something's wrong within our reality. That is what we need to transform. As long as one person is dying, something is wrong with our beliefs. There's some rule in our social knowing that is a little off. Death is not the answer, but I see a lot of science and a lot of religion that's sort of guiding everybody down to death is the answer. Death is not the direction. Everything we know about death turns out to be completely false. But I do believe that we choose to come into this experience. Everybody on this planet now chose to be here, chose to participate in this game. Some may die, millions may die, so we recognize, how are we killing them? Maybe the way they're dying is a little wrong, and we need to jump into everything that's right so nobody dies. When we figure that game out, we change everything. The dynamics of how we even view our world, our universe, will completely transform into something completely different that nobody can even envision, because it's so friggin' different. Even I can't explain it, because if I explained it, you wouldn't be able to comprehend it at all, because it's not within your comprehension yet. It's almost like you ain't ready for this one yet. But it's coming. Whether you like it or not, it's coming. Moving on.
These derivations could bring up questions about free will, since awareness seems to only take place after the action within our perception of time.